All right, welcome in to week 13. We have some questions this week about the rankings. Should Miami be ahead of Notre Dame, who beat them earlier in the season, but have played like crap the rest of the season? Okay, we'll talk about that. Was Alabama's fall too far? How will the teams that don't compete in a conference championship be able to get into the playoffs? These questions won't all be answered in this podcast, but I can tell you what will happen. We will have some guaranteed answers for this week's game. So before we dissect every matchup, let's talk about our sponsors. BetUS, the OG sponsor of our Not Move podcast, College Game Day Edition, and all the rest of the podcasts as well. MyBookie.ag, the NFL shop, the MLB shop, Walmart, Fourth Wall, where you can get all of our Not Move podcast merch and Dubby Energy drinks. All right, Jimmy. So we got noon kickoff coming up pretty quickly here. We got a few games in that time slot. So let's get started. Number 22, Missouri at Oklahoma. Number 8, Oklahoma giving 7.5. Oklahoma leads the series all time, 67 wins, 25 losses, 5 ties. Tigers are coming off a win over Mississippi State and seem to be playing better on defense. Oklahoma's coming off that huge win against Alabama, vaulting them into the top 10. The matchups are going to be these offenses versus these defenses. Can Oklahoma avoid a letdown win against the gritty Missouri run game, and can the tier continue to lead this team toward a playoff berth?
Yeah, this is an interesting game for sure. I think it's a defensive fight. My favorite play in this game is the under, just because it's two of the top defenses in the SEC going head to head, and Missouri leaning on the run game is going to chew that clock up. John Mateer, on the other hand, he hasn't been playing like ever since the hand injury. He hasn't been playing like great football, and I don't know what's been going on. He does play fast and loose with it, like I said before in an earlier cast that we've done. Uh, this Oklahoma offense does sputter out at times. So, and I know Missouri started was questioning if Bo Prabula might be back for this game. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, just because bringing a mobile quarterback back so soon, I think that's just a recipe for disaster. He's always been doing okay. He's not a world beater by no means, but against this tough Oklahoma defense, he might struggle. That's why I like the under a lot. But this, like I said earlier, this Oklahoma offense isn't doing nothing crazy. So I'm taking the points with Missouri. Just Ahmad Hardy might get an explosive play here and there just to push them over the edge. But the favorite play of the game is the under.
I like the under as well. I also like Oklahoma to cover, just
Mm.
because I don't feel like this offense is going to be able to get up and down the field on Oklahoma. And Oklahoma is going to have a few explosive plays as they always do and stretch out the game at the end. That's just my feeling. All right. ACC matchup, huge implications here for number 13 Miami, crying about Notre Dame. All right. They are minus 17.5 at Virginia Tech. The Hokies are making a transition to a new coach. As we know, James Franklin has been hired as the coach for next season, but this season is a bit different. They've obviously played well below the par in which they are expected to do. Miami has to come all the way back through the field to put themselves in playoff contention with an opportunity. Um, but they're playing in Blacksburg. The Hurricanes defense is extremely ferocious. They're ninth best in terms of yards per game. The Hokie offense is middle of the pack. Miami wants to make a huge run here at the end of the year. And is it going to be a real clean game, which they really need in order to look good to the pollsters and the pundits who are going to rank all these teams? I just think Miami's going to be too much based on their mindset. They know they need this really bad.
See, I think and you see the hoodie I'm wearing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Virginia through and through. I hate Tech, but look, Tech. This is an audition game. This is a look at me, Mr. Franklin. I can play for you type thing. So I think they keep it within the number. I think Miami wins. Ruben Bain's probably gonna make Kyron Drones hate his life for a good couple hours, but I think they keep it within the number just because I feel like this is a leave it out there, everything on the field type game. Like prove your worth. What are you coming back for next season? Are you a part of this program or not? are you going to be a part of the new regime? I think it's just them, a show up game, just so because like and Miami hasn't traveled well this year either. Like their defense or their games away out of the state of Florida haven't been too pretty, to be honest. So I'm going with the Hokies as much as I as despise them, but
I am rooting for you as much as I am rooting for me to be wrong. Let me tell you right now. All right. All
I
right.
don't think
Moving on
I'll
to
win
the.
in that scenario, to be
Oh,
honest.
well, I just hope Miami loses. That's really all that matters. All right. The 3:30 slate. Number 18, Michigan, in a Big Ten matchup at Maryland, plus 14.5 for Maryland. The over-under here, Jimmy, 46.5. Michigan's defense has been the catalyst of this program this season. Underwood extremely underwhelming leading the Wolverine offense. Justin Haynes is hurt. Terrapins have been 500 against the spread. However, they have hit on 7 out of 10 games in the under. I don't see it being any different this game. I'm not touching the spread here, but I will take the under in this Michigan-Maryland game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like the under as well. Both run heavy teams. Maryland with the freshman quarterback Malik Washington still trying to get his a hold of the game. He's not. He'll be a future uh, guy to look at. Mike Locksley officially coming back to Maryland, so maybe he's going to get more commitment for his guys. More people going to be bought in. I think Maryland keeps it within the number, but the safe play is definitely the under, just because uh, Michigan's a run heavy team. So any run heavy team, like the clock's just going to be going and going and going. So I like your play at the under. I would also lead Maryland with points, but I'm not like it's not like a
Yeah,
good
and
way.
you know what? I mean, if it comes down to it, where Underwood has to make a play on offense, that Maryland defense is opportunistic this season. So they could keep it within the number. I just don't want to. I don't want to mess with it. I like the under. That's the play. All right, so SEC matchup: Razorbacks at the Longhorns. Number 17 Longhorns giving 8.5. Arkansas, one of the worst defenses in the nation, allowing 427 yards a game. They can move the ball on offense, but they're not consistent all the time, led by Taylon Green with 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Sark and the Longhorns have made a slight turnaround since opening, where Arch Manning did not look like he lived up to the hype. But their defense has played very well throughout this season and has been the anchor of the team. They've been keeping them in games. I think the Razorbacks' futility on offense, Texas should win easily.
I like the over in this game, to be honest. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored, just because, I mean, if you look at Texas on the road, Texas doesn't travel too well as well. They always have been in close games. Overtime win against Kentucky, overtime win against Mississippi State, and high scoring affairs, 60-point games in each of those. So I feel like I like the over just because Arkansas can move the ball. Taylon Green has been pretty good this season, and Arkansas's defense sucks. So this might be a pad your stats Arch type game. And
It might.
in these shootouts, I not only lean with the team with the points, but again, my favorite play is just all the points. Give me the over. Score a lot.
All right. All right. Another SEC matchup: Kentucky Wildcats at number 14 Vanderbilt Commodores. Commodores given 9.5. Commodores were at the highest of highs early in the season with a potent offense. The Wildcats are 5-5 and on a 3-game win streak and need one more win to become bowl eligible. Kentucky will be looking to sustain drives to keep Pafia and company off the field. I think it's all Vandy in this game, Jimmy. What are you thinking?
I'm Mr. I like Vandy a lot. I love Pavia. Listen, this Vanderbilt passing defense is not great. They've allowed 300-yard games against Bama. Who was the other two? Texas. I think it was Texas and someone else. I can't remember off the top of my head. It was in my notes. Listen, Vandy's not a blow you out type team. They keep it close. I've always loved Vandy with a dog as a dog, but as a favorite, I don't think they've covered that many times. As well as Kentucky went to this new quarterback. I believe it's Cutter Boley as his name, and he's been doing pretty good. I think 9.5 is just a little bit too much. So I'm going with the Wildcats, but I think Vandy wins in probably a touchdown. I think 9.5 is too much, but I don't know.
I got you. All right, 7:30, 8 o'clock games. Number 11 BYU at Cincinnati. Cincinnati giving 2.5, and the under here is 55.5. And I'll tell you why in a second why that matters. BYU 9-1, looking to rematch with a rematch of Utah in the Big 12 championship. Cincinnati has a playmaking offense that could have a path, make their path a little bit difficult. Bachmeier has 23 total touchdowns this season as a dual threat quarterback. The Cougars defense can cover, especially on third downs. The Bearcats defense struggles in containing the run game. I think BYU will win, and I like the under here.
I agree with you. I think it's not Utah though. I think they play Texas Tech in that rematch. Is what
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right. Texas Tech. My mistake.
No, you good. You good. I got you, man. I got you.
Appreciate it.
BYU's bro. Everyone's always been doubting this BYU team this whole year. They've had one bad loss against Utah, against Texas Tech, like we said. Sorsby, I've been a Cincinnati guy. Sorsby's just every time he plays a good defense, he's just not been as great as he could be. Like he was like 9 for 20, but he had like 180 plus yards, I think. So he's just, I don't know. He just kind of, I don't know. I like BYU. I think they get back to the Big 12 championship, and I feel like if they win the Big 12 championship, the Big 12 might get two teams in with BYU and Texas Tech, so that might hurt my chances. But I'm just a realist, man. I'm just trying to give y'all what I think. I think BYU gets this game done.
So another interesting matchup in the ACC: Pittsburgh at number 16 Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech giving 2.5. Listen, I'm just going to tell you this straight up right now. This is the only line you need to listen to. The Panthers have a balanced offense, and the Yellow Jackets have the 119th ranked defense in the country. ACC title hopes on the line. They're about to be a nightmare for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. It's the upset and the over here.
I agree wholeheartedly, man. Pat Narduzzi clearly said he didn't care about the Notre Dame game. All he cares about are these last two ACC games. I take him at his word, and I'm going with the Pitt Panthers, even though it would be better if Georgia Tech wins this game for me, I think. But I think Pitt wins. Hunch is going crazy.
I love it. So we got an SEC matchup, old-time rivalry. Number 20 Tennessee Volunteers giving 3.5 to the Florida Gators in the Swamp. With an offense that puts up 43 points a game under Josh Heupel. Their quarterback play has been way more consistent, obviously, on the Volunteer side than on the Gator side. However, the defense has not exactly been stout this year. They allow a high red zone efficiency, which means a lot of teams, when they get in the red zone, they score. Florida has moved on from Napier and has interim coach Billy Gonzalez taking over. DJ Lagway has 13 interceptions this season. This defense has been opposite of Tennessee at the lower end of allowing scores, believe it or not, in the red zone. This is a rivalry game, and anything can happen. This is a game too close to call, but I'm taking the Volunteers here.
Yeah, I can't pick Florida at the right time. You never know what you're going to get. One week they're hot, one week they're garbage. It just doesn't. I don't know what to do with them. And with Tennessee's only had like 3 good competent wins in the SEC, so I'm gonna take the points, but I'm not really too thrilled with it just because this game is a 50-50 rivalry game. Maybe I'm just a little bit just going with the vibes of the Swamp at night, so maybe that's where I'm at, but I don't know. It could go either way with this. I'm just taking the points.
Yeah, I think that it's really a tough game to call. But moving on, game of the week this week. Number 15 USC Trojans at number 7 Oregon Ducks. Oregon giving 8.5 here. USC has struggled as of late with Lincoln Riley at the helm against ranked opponents. Oregon has been in the top of the rankings in the college football all season, with one loss being against number 2 Indiana. Dante Moore is hoping to lead the Ducks to the postseason. Jaden Maivava, what's his name?
Maiava.
Maiava. Yeah. I was going to say Maivava. Jaden Maiava has his team in prime position to propel themselves into the tournament as well. Makai Lemon and the run game needs to come up huge to take some pressure off of that pass game. The Ducks lead the nation in pass defense. They will also keep Moore and company off the field as well. I like the Ducks straight up, but the Trojans to cover in this one and over 59.5.
I'm with you on the Trojans with the points, man. This there was a lot of injuries on both sides of the ball. Dakarion Moore of Oregon looks to be out as well, as they didn't disclose Kamari, the safety for USC. So I don't know if he's playing or not. But if he's not, that might be a problem. But I like the overplay. This is a Big Ten big matchup. Former Pac-12 matchup. Now it's a Big Ten matchup, and it has huge implications. That if I mean Lincoln Riley needs this one win. If he wins this game, USC is a playoff team, and
Yeah.
if Oregon loses this game, their playoff hopes might be dashed because they don't really like. All their wins are against teams that are no longer ranked. Like Penn State was the biggest one they've had this season, and look at them now.
Mhm.
So I like the Trojans with the points, just because Oregon hasn't really jumped off the page for me yet. And like when I was going back and looking at it, like I hyped them up going against Iowa, and they barely squeaked out against Iowa in a hard fought rain game. So I think this is Lincoln Riley's time. He normally crumbles in this situation. So I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley can finally get it done and
I hear you.
USC over.
All right, so we got some interesting matchups going on this week in the Big Ten. Number 21, Illinois at Wisconsin. Wisconsin getting 7.5, over under 41.5. What are you thinking, Jim?
I think these are like Wisconsin is getting better slowly. They've committed to Luke Fickell. Everyone's buying in a little bit. This is more like buy-in week for me, to be honest. People are committing to their coaches, and I like the points just because Wisconsin's been playing better football recently. Illinois is not blowing teams out by no means. They're normally a run-heavy team too, so Allmeier's not like he's playing conservative football, taking care of it. Like he doesn't have like crazy receivers doing crazy numbers. I think I'm just taking the points, but it's a up in the air game. I would lean more Wisconsin with the points though.
Okay. Minnesota at Northwestern. Northwestern giving 3.5, and the under is 40.5.
Yeah, favorite play here is the under, just because it's at Wrigley. Both these teams are run heavy teams, so the clock's just going to be going and going and going and going. Northwestern is a sneaky team. Minnesota is up and down. I haven't really been able to get a beat on them. Like they lost to Cal early in the year, and Cal is like middle of the pack of the ACC. So it's like I don't know how you like judge that like transitive property wise. I just like this Northwestern team. Just to edge it out. They might be able to cover, but again, like I said, the favorite play is the under just because of how both styles match up.
Yeah, I totally agree. I like Northwestern. I think that the program in general is pretty good, but I agree. I think that the under is the play here. All right, so a Stanford plus 54.5. Getting ready to kick off right now at Texas A&M, number 3 in the country.
Take the points, man. Take the points. Texas A&M normally takes this week off, rest all their injured guys or all their starters, just trying to make sure they're ready for next week against Texas. This is a look ahead spot for sure. They probably win the game 30 to like 3, maybe if Stanford's lucky, maybe like 40 to 3. I don't know. I don't think they're putting up 50. A&M always just they're always in the spot where it's just a coast.
Well, the key here is going to be, are they going to have 4 and 5 guys, in the fourth quarter where Stanford can get two or 3 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's happening, but
yeah,
we'll see. Charlotte plus 43.5 at Georgia. The under is 53.5.
Here's a stat for you. 13-1. That's what Georgia is as 40+ points favorites. So I'm just going with history.
Hey, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the 49ers. You know that. All right. Syracuse at number 9, Notre Dame. Notre Dame giving 35.5. The over-under is 50.5. Shout out to Jalen Hornsby, former Overbrook Ram, playing against my Irish. I like the Irish minus 35.5.
You know how I am, man. Notre Dame and the overs is
Yeah,
what I like, man.
yeah.
Syracuse's offense has been terrible since Angeli got hurt. Ricky Collins kind of looks lost back there. So I also like your play at Notre Dame -35. They probably get that
Yeah.
by the third quarter, but over. That's what I
All right. And then we got a Kansas State Wildcat team traveling to Utah. Utah, number 12 in the rankings right now, -17.5.
Utah's rolling, bro. Utah, they're just beating the brakes off of people. They want their spot in the CFP. I don't know if they're gonna get it. It depends on how the Big 12 shakes out for their playoff chances to if they can be in the Big 12 championship. But they've been just absolutely killing teams. I think this Kansas State team's walking into the Thunderdome.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right. A Jimmy special here at the end for interesting games. Mercer, +28.5 at Auburn. Jimmy, tell me about it.
But listen, this Auburn offense is terrible, and this Mercer team, surprisingly, FCS wise, only lost one game, 9-1 in the FCS playoffs. Watch out, 28.5. Hey, watch out, man. Hold your nose.
Okay.
Hold your nose.
All right, getting to my part of the podcast here. Games nobody wants to watch except their mamas. Watching this one, Marshall at Appalachian State. Okay, this is a close proximity game, not quite the border war, the Red River rivalry that we have in in the major programs. But Marshall at Appalachian State. I like Appalachian State in this game. I just like them playing at home in the mountains. Another old time rivalry, but two teams that are obviously not in contention. Cal, Stanford. We know all about the historic band on the field. This is a game that is tough to call, but I like California here.
Yeah, JKS, baby.
Yeah, JKS. I tell you this, though, there are a couple in-state rivalries that I like this week. North Texas playing at Rice. I actually like North Texas Mean Green in this game to cover. And then finally, the biggest one of them all, an FCS game that a few years ago was in a blizzard, and I loved every second of it. And that's Montana State Bobcats at Montana Grizzlies. The Brawl of the Wild, it's called. Brawl of the Wild. This is the 123rd edition. State is 8-2. The Grizzlies are 9-1. I just think that Montana State has too much for the Grizzlies this year, and they're going to come out with a close win by 5.
Oh, word.
Yeah, book it right now. Book it right now.
-4.5. Put it on.
-4.5. I know. All right, Jimmy. Thanks for joining us this week. Hope you guys have great picks and win all your bets. We're not sure how this week's going to play out, but we know we'll be back next week.
Rivalry week.
Rivalry week, baby. All right. Have a great Saturday. Enjoy college football, everybody.
Yes, sir.
This non-casual podcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or reused without the authorized written consent of the Not Move Podcast Network. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.